Good morning, Patriots. How are you today? This is Mike Cook coming to you live the old-fashioned way. So I had something ready for you. I was excited about what I was going to do, and then I found out that my modem died, and I have no regular internet. The only internet that I have is through my phone. So all of my technology, my background, I got my green screen behind me, but I can't use it because I don't have the capacity to do that until they get. I talked to Bob from AT&T over in Pakistan, and they swear they'll have somebody out in a day or so to fix my internet. Anyway, that's what he said his name was, anyway, or something like that. Anyways, it is what it is. I'm coming to you live on my cell phone. So it's all going to work out. It's all going to be good. It ain't going to be as sweet as I thought it was going to be, but it's going to be good. How are y'all doing today? This is Mike Cook coming to you live from Central Missouri. As you're jumping on, say hi to me. Where you're watching from, I won't know unless you do because I can't see you because I'm blind, but that's a different story. I hope you're doing great. This is December 7th, a day that will live in infamy. In the year of 2020, the year the conspiracy theory became reality. I tell you what, we are living in a time as perilous as December 7th, 1941. That's the day that Pearl Harbor, early on a Sunday morning, that's the day the Japanese viciously attacked Pearl Harbor without provocation, killing, I don't know, thousands of American servicemen, sinking our battleships, and pulling America into World War II. I believe in the next 48 hours, we're going to find out that we've been attacked. We've been attacked by a foreign nation, that's China, by buying out politicians for their own gain. That's right, I said it. Mike Pompeo said it. I had the video. I would have showed it to you a few months ago. He was speaking and he talked about how China has a list of governors from our country, those that are on their side, those that are in the middle, and those that they consider, not for them. Is your governor on that list? That's a good question. Has your governor been bought off? That's a good question. Governors, secretaries of states, congressmen all over this country at every level have been receiving money and or sending money to the Red Chinese. Governor Newsom, the governor of Georgia especially, is involved in this. A giant grand conspiracy. Yes, everybody, I know you're on here and you're just typing away right now, talking about what a fool and an idiot I am. Look into it yourself. You get on the magic Google box and find out. It's out there. I mean, the regular media was reporting on this. They've been talking about the Dominion machines. I didn't have to. But things are starting to happen swift and fast. The gal down there in Georgia who was feeding ballots into the machine multiple times, caught on camera after hours when no one was there to watch her. Yeah, she was giving all kinds of press briefings and all this stuff. And then that was pointed out. And all of a sudden, she's hired a lawyer and she ain't talking to nobody no more. Amazing. And I don't think she's going to be the last. I think there's a ton of people that are going to be hiring lawyers and stop talking to the media in the next 48 hours. The time has come. The Pennsylvania case is now before the Supreme Court. They will decide by tomorrow, I assume. And there's some big issues in the Pennsylvania case. And I would show you, but again, I don't have the internet capacity to do that right now. So we'll just bear with me. You trust me on this or not. Look it up yourself. Mark Levin did a real good deal on his show last night about this. Now, back in 2019, October of 2019, you remember pre-COVID times? Can you remember back that long ago? Stop calling me. People try to call me on my phone, right? I'm on my phone. Do you remember pre-COVID times? Way back then, before we had all these COVIDs. That's right. They were trying in Pennsylvania to change the rules. And you see what they did is they changed election laws to allow mail-in ballots pre-COVID. Yes, it was an excuse they used. We had to have mail-in ballots in order to be safe because of COVID. But they did it in Pennsylvania. But there's a problem. Pennsylvania law says you can only change election laws through Pennsylvania constitutional amendments. And the way that you get an amendment in Pennsylvania is you have to pass it through the House and through the legislature. Then you have to wait. There's a period of time you have to wait. Then you have to pass it again, and then you have to wait. And then you have to post it in every county, in every newspaper in every county across the state. And then you have to have a vote on a ballot for an amendment of the people. That was never done. So the ballots, the mail-in ballots, I'm not talking about absentee ballots. They had a system for absentee ballots. You know, the politicians, Nancy Pelosi, are always conflating mail-in ballots with absentee ballots. It's kind of like the way they conflate illegal immigrants with immigrants. See, there's a difference between illegal immigrants and immigrants. Immigrants came here by following the rules. Illegal immigrants broke the rules to get here. Well, they conflate absentee ballots with mail-in ballots. Absentee ballots are a different thing. They're checked. They're scrutinized. You have to go through a process. You have to actively try to get these ballots. You don't just massively send out 2.8 million ballots across the country, across the state. Just boop, mail them to everybody. But that's what they did. And they changed the rules to do it several times. There's several times they changed the rules. They tried to change the rules. The governor tried to change the rules, and the senators tried to change, or not the senators, but the Secretary of State in Pennsylvania tried to change the rules. And they had no legal authority to do that. Only the legislator can do that. And the legislator in Pennsylvania, a long time ago, set up the rules that it has to be a constitutional amendment, which they didn't do. This went all the way up to the Supreme Court. Just after the election, Judge Alito said, I want you to take all them mail-in ballots and I want you to set them aside. Why? Because he knew this would be an issue. And here we are. The problem is they ignored that. They didn't set those ballots aside. They commingled them. So when they get before the Supreme Court today and tomorrow, and Alito says, where's those ballots? They're not going to have an answer for him. This is going to probably be concerning to the Supreme Court. I don't know what they're going to rule. There's several different ways. They can vacate the whole election in Pennsylvania. And its face is unconstitutional. Because it's unconstitutional because of Article 2, Chapter 1, Paragraph 2, that says the legislature shall have that power. So therefore, the governor and the Secretary of State can't change the rules, although they did. The Supreme Court, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, changed the rules, but they don't have that power. And then in Pennsylvania, in order to change election rules, it has to be a constitutional amendment, according to their constitution. So it breaks the Pennsylvania Constitution and the federal Constitution. So there's a whole big old mess here. And you go down to Georgia, you got lawsuits, you got stuff coming out, you got videos of them cheating. You didn't see that. That didn't happen. No, that's not cheating. That's the way we meant to do it. There's all kinds of laws broken there, and we're finding out that there's money spent. We're finding out that the governor of Georgia, just like the governor of California, bought a bunch of PPE from the Red Chinese that they never received, millions and millions and millions, if not billions of dollars. And that the Red Chinese have been giving money to his family members, like, you know, same way they gave money to Joe Biden's family members. Called paybacks, called money laundering. There's a lot of things that's called. We're finding all this stuff out right now. It's happening. I mean, the 48 hours ago to today, and then the next 40 hours, this is going to be blown wide open. These same sort of things are happening everywhere. Everywhere there's a Dominion machine. In Michigan, they were granted access to 22 the president's team was granted access to 22 Dominion machines where they could do a forensic audit. They're supposed to have results of that sometime today or tomorrow. This is, from the county where they had 6,000 votes flipped when they counted the actual ballots. They found the problem. What they're going to find is the same thing they found in Georgia when they did this. And that is that the Dominion machines were pre-programmed to give a percentage of the Trump vote to Biden, like somewhere around 20%. So you voted for Biden, your vote counted 0.80, and you voted for Trump, it counted 0.80. You voted for Biden, it counted 1.20. That's how they get these weird counts. There's 2,843,000.6 people voted in this election. Well, how do you get 0.6 people to vote? It should just be 1 and a 0. There's not any. How do 0.6 people? That's how they did it, because the software program was screwed up. And yet that wasn't enough. That's why they shut everything down. Do you know that Rudy Giuliani's team has subpoenaed the phone records of leaders in several states that was shut down? Phones, communications, texting, all that stuff. He subpoenaed that stuff. Who were they communicating with? What did they say to each other? Did they coordinate all this? He said that at the exact same time that they shut down in Georgia, they shut down in Pennsylvania, that a truck backed up to the counting center in Pennsylvania that was organized and funded, the counting center where they put everybody together in one place they put everybody together. Let me say it again. They put everybody together in one place so that they could be safe from the COVID, funded by Zuckerberg. A truck backed up and started unloading ballots and counting them as they chased all of the Republican watchers out and put tape on the windows. You remember seeing those videos? I'd show them to you, but again, I'm kind of suffering from not a good internet connection. That's okay. I digress. So he said, Rudy Giuliani said that at that same time, they were in Georgia because they shut down because of a fake water main break, and they were pulling suitcases that weren't suitcases. Those were actual official, whatever. I don't care if they were stamped official ballots on it. They chased out all the watchers, just like in Pennsylvania, and they started counting. The problem was that they didn't think about the stupid security cameras in the facility that they were using. And they started counting these ballots when no one was there to watch. And that's where the gal down there was, on camera. They've put in this out now that she was not only counting the ballots, but she was recounting the ballots and recounting the ballots. She'd count the ballots, she'd stack them up, she'd put it back on the machine. Same stack of ballots. Rudy Giuliani knows, well, did you guys coordinate this, or was this just a fluke of nature? I'd like to see your phone calls. I'd like to know what's going on. And then the question still remains, how much of this was organized by a foreign entity? We spent 4 years of you guys, and I'm not talking to my friends on here, but I'm talking to the trolls on here. We spent 4 years of you guys going, Russia, 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 Russia. We went 4 years and millions of dollars in the Mueller investigation. And by the way, did you know that Mueller, Comey, and Clapper all worked together with the Hammer program back under the Bush administration? Just throwing that out there. Look for yourself, because there are news reports back then that talked about it. In 2009, 2010, when they took it over for Obama. And those same people were the ones investigating Trump for Russia, Russia, Russia. And they spend money, and they never could come up with anything. When all of these people were on CNN, it was, we got him now, we got him now. But when they testified in Congress or in court under oath, I raise my right hand and know that I'll go to jail under penalty of law. Well, they sang a different tune. Of course, they wouldn't release those. They've released them here lately, but they wouldn't do it at the time. All those same people that I just mentioned right on CNN and MSNBC day after day after day talking about how they're going to take this president down. They got the goods. But when they testified under oath, well, we really don't have anything. Those same people now are saying, oh, there's nothing to see here. Move along, folks. Don't worry about it. Let's put them under oath and see what they have to say. I mean, they lied then. You don't think they're lying now? December 7th, 1941, a day that will live in infamy. The day that drug us into World War II. The day that we lost American lives on American soil. Well, today, my friends, we're going to find out that it's happened again. Kim Clement said that there's a nation itching for a new kind of war back in 2014 or so in one of his prophecies. I believe we are facing that new kind of, it's an information war. It's a propaganda war. It is a war where they're trying to take our country away from us, the people. We constitutionally are the bosses of this country. We are they listen to us. They're public servants. The president, the congressmen, the bureaucrats are public servants. They tell us all the time that I'm a public service. Why I need a raise. My friends, we are facing, it's going to be tough. It's a long shot, but I think God is in control of this. God has had this planned out the whole time, and you're about to see it in real time come crashing down. This house of cards, this conspiracy built out of thin air and nothing. There's nothing there. Smoke and mirrors, smoke and mirrors, smoke and mirrors. We've heard that for years. The narrative is collapsing around their heads because the narrative is a lie. And when we get to the truth, people are going to be shocked. I think us that have been following this and understand the tip of the iceberg are going to be shocked. God has prepared something big, and it's about to happen. I think we're there. I don't know what it is. I don't know how all that's going to come. I don't know how it's going to happen, but something's about to happen. A Christmas present to the American people from God Almighty himself. And I know you don't believe, and I don't really care. I'm not believing in your stupid superstitions. Yeah. Whatever. You believe we evolved from monkeys. Really? Prove that. Got any proof? You got proof. You got what someone else has said. But that's not proof. It's faith. Just like my faith. Your faith is different than mine. This is the God. This is the God who changed the world order multiple times. Whether it was Persia conquering Babylon, predicted by the writing on the wall, predicted in Isaiah 400 years before, or the drowning of Pharaoh's army in the Red Sea. When God's ready to make a change, he makes a change. And we're about to live in a time where God does miracle that you've never seen before for his own glory. So part of what I was going to talk about on Saturday was during the Civil War, there was a lady, and her name was Howe. Her last name was Howe. And she was touring Washington, D.C. and looking at all the battlements and the soldiers and everything that was happening and this war. And she was listening to them sing a little hymn, a battle hymn. And she was inspired to write her own. It has since been called the Battle Hymn of the Republic. And it has inspired our country for over 100 years. I'm going to read those words to you in closing here. I can't sing, or I'd sing them to you. So I won't let you suffer through that. But this is what she wrote, and this is the original tongue. It's been changed over the years to be more modernized. But I'm reading it as she wrote it. This is the first publicized version of this song. It says, "My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He's trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He has loosed the faithful lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. I have seen him in the wretched fires of 100 circling camps. They have builded him an altar in the evening dews and damps. I can read his righteous sentence on the dim of firing lamps. His day is marching on. I have read the fiery gospel, writ burnished rose of steel. As ye deal with my contemptors, so with my grace shall deal. Let the hero born of woman crush the serpent's heel, since God is marching on. He has sounded forth the trumpet that shall never call retreat. He is sifting out the hearts of men before the judgment seat, is he not? Oh, be swift, my soul, to answer him. Be jubilant, my feet. Our God is marching on. Oh, the beauty of Christ was born across the sea with glory in his bosom that transfigures you and me. He died to make men holy. Let us die to make men free. Why, God is marching on. He's come like the glory of the morning wave. His wisdom is mighty. He is succored to the brave. Succor means strength. So the world shall be his footstool, and my soul and the soul of time his slave. Our God is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. God is marching on. Enjoy this last few minutes. United States Army concert band.
Christ was born across the sea, with our glory in his bosom. delight to make them whole. Let us try to make men free, while God is marching
Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Share this video. I hope you have a great day.